Hey guys, it's Dr. Ben from Radiant Life Chiropractic. I'm here with Dr. Jessica. We're going to go over some stretches for your neck and mid-back today. I know a lot of you are working from home still with this whole thing going on. We want to make sure that we make the best out of the poor ergonomic setups you've got going on right now. So first thing we're going to do is go over a couple of warm-ups. We want to try to warm this tissue up a little bit. A lot of you, when you've been sitting there for a long period of time, you haven't really been moving. We don't want to really stretch cold muscles. So the first thing we're going to do is just take our neck through active ranges of motion. We've got, first, Dr. Jessica, you're going to take and flex your chin to your chest, and then look all the way back up at the ceiling. So flexion, extension. You want to do that about 8 to 10 times. Okay, and then relax. Then we want to do rotation side to side, about 8 to 10 times each way. Okay, and then we want to do lateral flexion or side bending, side to side, 8 to 10 times. Do it slow and controlled. Don't push your neck in any one range of motion too far. Take it nice and easy, whatever your tissue lets you do. Second thing we want to do is warm up the mid-back and shoulders. So we're just going to do what are called arm swings. They're like a swimmer getting into the pool. You're just going to take your arms back and forth like this, nice and easy. And you want to do, again, about 8 to 10 swings. Just pushing a little blood into the tissue so we can go ahead and stretch. Now the first stretch we're going to do is going to be a modified child's pose. So we're going to work on thoracic mobility, the mid-back mobility. So this one will primarily stretch your lats. So go ahead and go down on all fours for me. So instead of just doing a typical child's pose where you be in this position and drive your butt back to your heels, we're going to modify and isolate one side. So if we want to stretch the left side here, you're going to reach to the opposite side. So in her case, I want you to reach 6 to 12 inches out to the right and then stack your left hand over that one. Now slowly let your head relax back and drive your butt back to your heels. And you want to hold that position for 15 to 20 seconds. Then you'll come out of it, so sit right out of it. Then go the opposite way, so left hand 6 to 12 inches. And then drive butt back to heels and let your head kind of sink. And relax into it, 15 to 20 seconds. Okay, next one we're going to do is a cat-cow. So a lot of you are probably familiar with this one. So you're going to be on all fours again. The first movement we're going to make is, so this is flexion and extension of the thoracolumbar spine right through here, that transition area between our mid-back and low back. So you're going to do the cat first, so up, and then you want to hold that for 5 to 10 seconds, and then cow. You want to go into complete extension, so that's flexion and extension there. 5 to 10 seconds again. Good. Okay. Relax. Now the next one we're going to do, we're going to work on pecs and anterior delts, and then your biceps. Since we're spending a lot of time at the computer, you're in this position. That's over contracting those. So we can do this one of two ways. Either we can come just on the wall and put your hand on the wall right like this, and just slowly rotate away. You'll start to feel a gentle stretch right across your deltoid and your pec. If we want to get the biceps more involved, or if you have a doorway, grab onto the door frame, and again, you're going to lean slightly away and then turn. Most of the stretch comes in the turn. Don't worry about leaning one way or the other too much. The turn is what does it. We can do this one at 3 different angles or levels to hit the pecs just a little bit differently. So we can do upper, where you'll reach about 6 to 8 inches above your head, and then turn. Mid, which is just at shoulder height, and turn. And then lower, you'll come right off your hip, right off your pocket, grab, and turn. Okay, 15 to 20 seconds with each of these, and you can do both sides. All right, now the next stretch we're going to do is going to be for the, go turn around here, for the rhomboid group in between your shoulder blades, a little bit of your rotator cuff out through here, and then your posterior rear deltoids. What we're going to do is just a crossbody shoulder stretch. So you'll start arm out to the side, slowly bring it across your body, keeping that elbow straight, and then tuck it in, right like that. You can either use your elbow if you're not quite as flexible. If you're a little more flexible like she is, you can use a different fulcrum. But you'll keep your back straight, stand up nice and tall, hold it for about 15 to 20 seconds. With this one, depending on how tight you are, you'll feel that anywhere from the deltoid all the way across to the spine. Okay? And then again, you'll do each side 15 to 20 seconds. The last stretch we're going to do is going to be for mostly the neck. So with the neck, you have three muscles that cause a lot of the tension and discomfort that most people experience. They're called scalenes. They run from just behind your ear down to your first two ribs. So if you're spending a long time in this position, you're over contracting them. So what we want to do, we can stretch them one of two ways. We can do a standing or a seated stretch. So the standing stretch, the first thing you're going to do, turn around for just a second. So I'm going to have you clasp your hands behind your back and kind of pull down, pull in your hand. Yeah, there you go. Now turn back around. Just going to open her chest up. That's just to keep the shoulders from riding up as we do this. Now look straight ahead. So I'm going to have you slowly tuck left ear to left shoulder. Okay, and you'll feel a pull depending on how tight they are. You may feel this all the way into your ear from the shoulder. 15 to 20 seconds, and then come out of it nice and easy, and then over to the other side. Again, 15 to 20 seconds. Now, if you can't stand up, or you don't want to stand up, go ahead and relax. We can do the seated version. Have a seat right here for me. So with the seated version, it's not much different. What you're going to do is, instead of clasping your hands behind your back, you're either going to sit on your hand or you're going to grab the bottom of the chair, whichever you're more comfortable with. Again, we're just trying to keep the shoulders from riding up. But you'll take on that side, so if we're stretching the right side, you'll grab the bottom of the chair with the right hand, and then you'll slowly tuck over to the left. Now be careful when you do these two stretches, or either one of these versions of the stretch, because a lot of people will start turning their head and doing this type of stuff, and you can isolate each individual scalene of that three muscle complex if you do that, but it's just easier to go ahead and hit them all by keeping your head at neutral. Okay, and then you can hold that for 15 to 20 seconds again and do it each side. When we do all these stretches, so the general rule is 15 to 20 seconds for the hold. You don't want to hold them much longer than that. And also you want to do them about 3 to 5 times each. If you have any questions, let us know. I hope these help all you guys who are sitting at home in those weird positions, like at your coffee table or at your kitchen table or wherever it may be. But enjoy.